was not born with a silver spoon but a golden spoon. Born to a father, Pallonji Mistry. Very, very shocking, and it took a couple of days for me to come to terms. I think it's very, very, I can't express the feelings. Yeah, it's almost 12 years. Sometime in 2010, through a common friend, he contacted me. That time, Shapoorji Group, as a group MD, he was conceiving a project in Gujarat. It was a large-scale project of 1200 acres, and for that he needed some consultancy, and for that purpose I first met him in 2010, and this is how our interaction started. And later on, a lot of times we met continuously, and it grew up into a good friendship. It was good interaction. We had a good connect with each other, and he had typical habit of learning from people. Particularly, I was comparatively a very person coming from a different sector, so he was very curious to know all my experiences and things like that. And this is how our interaction grew. So he had a lot of questions to ask about, to know about how the administrative machinery runs, how things operate at a micro level, and things like that. So he used to curiously ask so many questions. As a person, he was a very simple, down to earth, and never had that any aura which usually any business guy or tycoon has. He could interact with ease with anybody, like any the smallest employee of the company could also approach him. I have seen that they were approaching him and talking to him, and he also interacted with them with that ease. So that simplicity made him a little different. That's what I feel. And he had an uncanny ability to understand the situations by, you can say, analyzing things to its core, understanding things to its core. And for that, as I said, he would go to each and every person, reach out to them, ask them questions, understand the entire, and then take the final decision. See, there are many such incidences where I was very closely associated. I have seen from a close quarter, I have seen the decision making. See, being such a big business tycoon, he had a very core human values, and he respected human values to the core. I remember during our, while we were doing Shapoorji's Gujarat project, there were demands from the farmers for more compensation for the land. We had actually purchased say about 20% of the land for the project, and rest 80% farmers demanded more money, and finally we decided to give them more money. So when in our internal discussion I told him that these farmers had come in the first place to us, these 20% farmers, they will get eventually less money, and the farmers who are coming late and finally settling with us, they are getting more money. At that point of time, he took a decision that even if I have to shell out more money, the first thing I would do is I would pay these farmers, those who have given me the land in advance, I will pay them the balance compensation first, and then rest of these 80% farmers will be paid. So legally he was not bound to, because those properties were already purchased. So we invited all these farmers again and gave them the additional compensation, and that really turned the entire tables. Highly logical person, very simple, down to earth, and never had any ego to connect with people or any aura of that sort. And I remember he used very simple cars for himself. I mean, the first time I met him he was driving Honda CRV. That time he was MD of Shapoorji Group and director of Tata Sons. He was not chairman at that point of time. He was director on the board of Tatas, and yet he used to roam around in Mumbai or anywhere else in a in Honda CRV. And at one point in time, jokingly, I even asked him, "You are a director of Tatas and don't use a Tata vehicle." So he jokingly said, "I like this particular car." A very easygoing person, and whatever he liked, he followed it. See, I would say he was not born with a silver spoon but a golden spoon. Born to a father, Pallonji Mistry, and with that kind of background, what I have been interacting with a lot of business guys in my consultancy work about industrial projects and all. He had acquired uncanny sense of native wisdom. So born in such a high family, having this native wisdom, that made him, I think, apart from all his peers. See, he had a liking, as I said, whatever he liked, he followed. And he liked road travel a lot. Because I remember when he was chairman Tata's, that time there were certain site visits we were to make. I had suggested to go by chopper, but he refused. It was in the Raigad district of Maharashtra. He said, if you can go by road, nothing like it. And it was a rainy season. He said, it's a beautiful season. I want to, travel. So many days I haven't traveled as a Tata chairman. I would like to go by. So I have seen Tata chairman traveling by road. I have taken him to the site. So he liked traveling by road, stopping at, the street side good food joints. Taste that pungent or whatever spicy food or snacks that he usually loved. He was a foodie. So that is why, he usually preferred to travel by road whenever possible. I still remember a day when he took over the chairmanship of Tata's. And during one of his board meetings, he directly called me over the phone and he said, a couple of CEOs of our group are sitting here and I want assistance on a couple of issues. So the certain things we had discussed for Tata Group as such, which we had academically discussed. He said, just I'm putting onto you to speakerphone, and next 2-3 minutes I was telling them what he and me had discussed about acquisition of properties, land acquisition, doing that without any disputes and smoothly, and how to create a property sale for the entire Tata Group. And then after 3 minutes I realized that I had addressed Tata Sons board. This memory gives me a goosebump. And then, and it happened in spur of the moment. I was also traveling. He gave me a call and I just spoke when the phone was over. So I thought, okay, that was it. So there's the sweetest memory I have along with him, among so many memories.